My top, Tampa Bay, let's roll, it's game day, rays on the diamond, bolts in the sky, bucks on the goal line, bulls ride or die, from the tailgate talk to the bright field glow, you know where to go, it's the JP Peterson Show.
Ah, yeah, it's a football Friday, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo. We can say that with great accuracy. We got to break down the Hall of Fame game last night, Timmy. We got football. We're going to break it all down.
How about that former Aggie, Haynes King?
Yeah, how about that Carson Beck? Carson Beck for the MVP, I think, right?
Maybe.
What was he good last night? He acted like he was playing against Florida State again. Jeez,
I kept having to remind myself about the level of competition these guys were facing, too, though.
Yeah. But I will say this. For a Hall of Fame game, that was damn good.
Pretty good, wasn't it?
Normally, it's just a 6-2 shit show.
Snooze fest.
Yeah, but no, there was actually plays being made last night. It was actually fun to watch a little bit of. We have football to talk about. I was out at practice this morning. Got plenty of highlights to bring to you. Very entertaining post-practice interviews today, Timmy. Very entertaining. A'Shawn Robinson, the minister, gives you a little Reggie White feel.
Ooh, that's high praise.
Yeah. Gives you a little Reggie White feel. Does in the interview room. Anyway, let's not get crazy.
Did he get all preachy on you?
That's not get. You'll hear it. Although the audio is, I didn't have my microphones today, so
I boosted the audio on all of these.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Yes, and I screwed up a question today to Yaya Diaby.
Uh-oh.
Somewhat embarrassing, but I said sorry. I'm just old. I get confused sometimes. Really good stuff from Yaya and Josiah Trotter, who had another sack today. So we're going to get into a little BUCS defense today. I'm going to break that down for you. There is news in the College Football Protect College Sports Act that is being debated on the Hill right now as we speak. Ashley Moody has added a amendment to the legislation to exclude FSU and Miami from the draconian 5-year independent have-to-sit-out deal. I'm not sure if that's going to be adopted, but we'll update you on what's going on with that because it's big, obviously, in terms of what's going to be going on in college football. We talked a little USF today. Their quarterback battle is heating up over there. It's Brian Hartline. They're in day 2 or 3 of camp over there at USF, so we'll hit that a little bit. And, of course, we'll talk some Rays as well. Big O will be in for a Big O show today as we start a series in Seattle. We're a series in Seattle. Not sleepless, but a series in Seattle.
It might be kind of sleepy. You never know.
Well, listen, as long as the Rays are winning, so far so good on this road trip as they sweep the Rockies. And the Red Sox stay freaking hot. They won 8 in a row now. They won in 13 innings last night to beat the White Sox. So we got to keep pace. Baseball is heating up. So we got a lot to get to. And John Hill reminding you that he's an ACC product.
Before he went to Georgia Tech, he was at Texas A&M.
Right. When he decided he's got to get out of this league. This league's going nowhere. I got to get to the ACC.
Broke his leg in his second game as an Aggie, and it didn't go well with Connor Wigman right behind him. So
he's like, this SEC thing, I got to step it up and go to the ACC.
He had Zach Calzada and Max Johnson behind him when that happened.
That's right.
Max Johnson.
The great Max Johnson. Yeah. Oh, and he had a star-crossed career, to be sure.
Oh my gosh, he's still playing this year.
Is he going to play this year?
I did a story about it. He's like on his 4th team now, I think, and it's.
He's still at North Carolina?
No, he's out of North Carolina. He is at some little school, Georgia Southern.
Oh, he's at Georgia.
He's at Georgia Southern. Yeah.
Statesboro, Georgia. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
For his 17th year in college football.
We got to catch up with Brad, see how he's doing, see how the whole fam's doing. Absolutely. Yeah. What's his brother up to? The tight end from LSU. Did he go to North Carolina too? I think he did. Yeah.
Did they both transfer with him?
I think they both did. Yeah. Yeah,
That's a good
he's
question,
a big boy.
man.
Yeah. Anyway, we got lots to get to today. So, and Sandra Golden's going to join us. We could not get her on yesterday from Atlanta, 92.9 The Game in Atlanta, covers the Falcons, covers the Braves. She will join us today. We got her. She'll be home with high-speed Wi-Fi, so we will get her on. No problem today.
By the way, Jake Johnson is at Auburn.
Oh, he's at Auburn. Oh, with Byron Brown and Alex.
Yep.
Interesting.
He did go to North Carolina, but he's at Auburn right now. So there you go.
I was watching an Auburn football game last night after I tuned out of the Hall of Fame game.
You tuned out?
I'm not watching the second half, no. Although I did see how Haynes King had the game-winning touchdown. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Couldn't do that against Alabama, but, whatever.
No, I've been hearing so much about Ashton Daniels, the new Florida State quarterback. Lots of hype for him. Coaches are really hyping him up, saying he's really leading well, playing very well in the scrimmages, picking up the offense, all that stuff. Of course, media not allowed to watch any of the practices, so we have to take the coaches for granted here. So, in a grain of salt, we'll take it with a grain of salt. So I went and watched a little Auburn Vanderbilt left from last year where Ashton Daniels lit it up for like 400 yards.
Yeah.
The kid can play in the spread offense. He looked good. Very accurate, quick release. Does make some very bad decisions at times, but which I think is why he was not the most sought after quarterback, but he's got great talent. If he can cut down on the mental mistakes, you might have something. Florida State, there's a lot of hype around Florida State. I didn't want to buy in. I'm not buying in. I'm not going to buy. I might be buying in. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm still on the fence. But we'll talk about it today, and we'll give you an update on what's going on with that legislation as well. But we're going to start with your Buccaneers, and I tell you what I am buying the hype on, Timmy.
What's that?
I'm buying the hype on this defense. I'm going to go ahead and
already?
Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and, I'm going to swallow it all. Yeah. I'm just going to say this is, there's just too many good things happening out there. I love the front seven. I love the way they've remade the front seven. And you could tell the hesitancy in my voice.
A little bit.
But I sometimes you just got to take a stand. I'm going to take a stand. And I think that Yaya Diaby is going to finally have someone on the other side that will take up enough attention. By the way, I'm prefacing this by saying Vita Vea is coming back. All right. I'm prefacing this by saying Vita Vea is coming back. Although Ashawn was asked about that. I might hedge on week one, but he'll be back before week one.
Okay.
He'll be back before week one. He's not going to miss a game check. You're not going to miss a game check. That's not happening. Unless he gets really injured in camp. If he were to come back.
A real back injury.
Yeah, if he actually gets a real injury, like a hamstring or something, when he finally comes back and he's trying to catch up and gets a hamstring, then, but he'll have to sign his contract in order for that to happen. So I think he'll be back. And so I'm prefacing this by saying that. And when I look at this front seven, and you got Yaya and hopefully a healthy Cansey, and Cansey's having a good camp as well. Anzalone and Trotter are big additions. The only reason I was against Anzalone is because obviously he's up there in age. I've loved his game at Detroit for a long, long time. If you're going to bring somebody in, you'd like to bring in somebody younger. But for this season, I think, he's got gas in the tank, 100%. We'll see where it goes from there. But for this season, I think he's going to be really good. I think he's going to be a really good addition. And Trotter's the kind of, you go from Servassier Dennis to Josiah Trotter. I mean, wow. This is a big, big difference. And you're going to hear from Trotter today. And I think you're going to like what you hear. So I think that's a huge difference. He's got coverage skills. He's much bigger. He's much faster. He brings thump. He brings energy. He brings edge. He brings snarl. That's a lot to bring. He's got a full suitcase. So let's go with that. And Ruben Bain. I mean, this kid, we're out there. The interview room or outdoor interview room is right next to the practice field. So after practice, Ruben Bain is over on that field going through different drills on his own. He works after practice. He works before practice. The guy works his ass off. It means a lot to him. And everybody we talked to, all three guys today, Ruben Bain, man, that guy, wow. He's, and sometimes you can figure out when players are just making platitudes about their teammates, this is not that. This is like, guys are like, ooh, man, they start making noises. It's like, that's how much it's like, yeah, ooh, that guy, wow. Yeah, when they start making noises, it's sincere. And that's what you hear when they start talking about Ruben Bain. You'll hear it today when we play these interviews. So I'm excited about that cat. The secondary scares me a little bit. Zion had an interception today on a deep ball, got tipped up in the air. Baker was trying to get one to Ibuka a couple times today, could not connect. Baker is so good in the short and intermediate passes. His deep balls are not his strength. He needs to be better in that regard. It helps when you have, there's certain deep ball receivers that are just really good at tracking balls and going up and getting them. Yep. I don't know if Ibuka is one of those guys. I think he's a really good receiver. I wouldn't say that's, one of his strengths. It
wasn't really his role at Ohio State either. That was sort of
right. Yeah. And Godwin's not that guy. Tell you who's interesting is this Dennis Houston kid, number 89.
Former Dallas Cowboys great.
Yeah, Bowles said he's the fastest guy they got out there.
I really like him.
Yeah, he's been making catches. Tez is also a deep threat. I think Tez is a deep threat. He really tracks the ball well, but he's not big enough to kind of go up and get it, sometimes. But he seems to just come down with it. So, I just think that the defensive secondary, Benjamin Morrison, we haven't seen anything from him. Like the dude just doesn't practice. So I don't even think you can count on him at this point. So I think they might be a corner short, but that corner might be Aiden Garnes, who made another play today and has made a bunch of plays out there. He's a rookie from Arizona State, not undrafted rookie, not expected to do much, and all he does is make plays out there. So, but this Winfield, Tyke, Keontae Scott, those guys are going to be good players, and RDR, obviously, a couple of them. Keontae, I think, is going to be a difference maker. So there's just a lot of good stuff on this defense, new stuff, and there seems to just be a new energy. It's a new scheme not a new scheme, but they're promising to change a bit of the scheme. You still see, we're not supposed to talk about strategies that we see, but it still seems a lot of the old stuff, but it's not, you won't really see that until the season starts. So I'm buying in, partner. I'm buying in. I like this defense, and I'm excited to see what they can do. Now, so that said.
So when you say you like this defense, though, are you talking about just improved over last year, or are you talking about like a top half of the league defense?
I said top 10 today.
Okay.
Now, obviously, he's a little biased and invested. But it didn't seem like guys were just talking about it, going through the motions. It seemed like they're really excited about what this defense could be. And I think the pieces are there. I think Jason Light did a fantastic job of addressing their needs. They talked about this after the season, and you could see it. We talked about it during the season. This defense is just not physical. It's very, soft, so to speak. No NFL player is soft, okay? Just saying that. But I mean, just in terms of, in comparison to other really good defenses, the defense was just soft. There was a lack of physicality, a lack of speed. You didn't see guys flying to the ball. It just wasn't there. The energy was low. I don't know. It just wasn't there. This seems like something completely different. Like everything is totally turned around. And again, look, I'm buying into the hype. I cop to that. No question about it. Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. I'm sure the text is going to come in. Doesn't mean anything until we see it in the regular season. All right. Well, we're a month away. We got to talk about something. So I'm going out on a limb and I'm buying in. Top 10, I'm not going to go there. But let's get this thing into the top 15 and get some turnover and start winning games defensively. Making plays. See, so much. You look at the defensive numbers, yards, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Give me big plays. Give me tackles for loss. Give me sacks. Give me turnovers. Those are the things that cut down possessions for the other team and give you more possessions. Turnovers are such a huge factor in this game, and especially in the NFL. You just got to get it done. And I think there's a little bit more emphasis on getting that done. And where do turnovers come from? Physicality, speed, right? Physicality and speed, knocking the ball loose, punching the ball out. Three guys get there, the other guy goes for the ball. And that's why the Bucs really didn't, scare anybody last year in terms of the defense. So I'm buying in. I'm buying all in. Let me play a little bit of sound here real quick before we move on to some other stuff. Again, we've we come right from practice, so we don't really have a lot of time to label everything and see everything. So, all these guys are talking about the defense. I'm going to start with Josiah Trotter, just because he's fun, and we haven't heard a lot from him. He's a rookie. You guys haven't heard him talk, so
I feel pretty comfortable out there. I feel really comfortable just being able to play fast. Still I feel like just trying to get used to playing my teammates. I feel like it's different from college. You gotta just know who you're playing with out there and just continue to get used to playing with them. But other than that, I feel very confident being out there playing within the scheme, the defense. I feel like I put the time in and understand it, and not just know my position, but know what's going on all around me. You're like the QB of the defense, so you gotta know what's going on around me.
We saw you in the middle of the scrum the other night. You've been pretty demonstrative out here for a rookie. That's that's a little out there. You don't mind that?
No. It's just how I was raised, just to be myself when I'm out there. Whether I'm rookie or not, we're in the football field. Nobody cares if you're a rookie. Are you making plays or are you not? So at the end of the day, I just know I'm out there. I'm just trying to be myself, be the guy that brought me here to be. Just go out there, just compete at the highest level. I respect all those guys over there, the guys that are on my side. So just out there, just trying to compete.
There's no secret. People have talked about this. This defense needs a little more edge, a little bit more energy. Is that what you want to bring?
No doubt, yeah. I feel like that's everywhere I've been, within college, little league, whatever the case is. That's just how my dad brought us up. Having that edge, having that mindset. As a middle linebacker, you got to bring that. It's only going to come from the linebacker, and that's where it starts. So I feel like, trying to be that edge, that piece that comes in when teams see, when they watch film, I want them to know. They got to feel me tape. So I feel like that's the biggest thing I want to bring to this team, to this defense, whatever role that is.
Josiah, you take your play up a notch.
I like that. He's a confident rookie. His dad, Jeremiah, played for many, many years in the league. He was a badass. The apple did not fall far from the tree.
No.
There is no question about that. I really like that kid. And not just because of his presence. You can see that. He's got great presence and confidence. And that spills over into his play. I'm going to bop around here. I believe this is Ashawn, the minister. The minister of
Nacho and see Josiah Trotter out there in terms of the rookie. But what's that like bringing that energy into practice? Is Todd Bowles like that?
Yeah, it brings tenacity, it brings that fight, that will, that juice, that hunger, brings that flow of practice, rises the level of competition, brings everybody in to make everybody want it more. But not just for themselves, for their group, for the offense, for the defense. And that brotherhood, doing that, being combative, brings nothing but greatness. So that's all I try to do is make it as tough as I can, because I'm going to talk trash every single place.
Talk trash. Every
good
play.
or bad, I'm going to talk trash.
Got some rookies helping you out in that way too. Trotter's been kind of loud. Bain's been kind of loud. Is it okay that rookies can do that?
Yeah, we want to do that.
Yeah,
you making plays. We all part of this defense. Ain't one person better and talk and not do this and do that. No, we talking together. We're a team. Togetherness. Be together. Be about it. And do that shit. Do it all right. Do it. My bad. Do it together. So that's all we.
You can cuss on this show.
Making sure everybody's locked in, held to the standard, communicating, being consistent, and dominate everything we do. Leave no stone unturned. Leave everything on your plate.
How good can this defense be, and what's special about it?
What's special about it? We got players after players after players in every position that can do it at a high level.
Dogs.
Not just be okay, but be dominant, consistent. That's why we have this standard. That's why we hold each other accountable. That's why Coach holds us accountable. We make sure we do that together from top to bottom. No man is better than no other man. We together. We're a family. We only win together when we're together. Make sure we do that all together. So hearing those guys, Bain and Trot, talking, that lets me know they locked in, they focused, they're hungry, they want it just as bad as everybody else out here. They want to do everything it takes, sacrifice, being consistent, communicating, overly communicating, talking smack, raising that level of competition is real. That's how it's going to be in the game. That's how it's going to be in season. That's how it's going to be when we're on the road. So we got to make sure we make it as spicy as we can in practice to get out what we want.
You've taken quite
I love that. Spicy as we can. Spicy. I like it, Timmy. I like their
I
attitude.
do like what I'm hearing, man. This is it's kind of a departure, right?
Yeah.
Like, huh.
I mean, it's just talk. It's just talk. We get it. But, you know, it's a start, and it's better than where they were. You know, you start chirping and talking enough, you got to back it up. That's why a lot of guys do it. It motivates them because, you know, when you talk shit, you got to go back it up or you look like a fool, which you do not want to be.
Yeah.
All right. Who else we got here? I think Yaya is in here somewhere.
Good. Yaya, what do you think of all these rookies on defense making plays? They're loud. Like Josiah, they're out there making a name for himself. You like that?
Man, I love it, man. Those guys are getting after it, man. And just like Josiah just left the night practice we had, he was getting after it, man, making noise, talking back. It's fun.
Can they make an impact this year, you think?
Yeah, definitely will, man. Just all the addition and depth that we have, man, it's going to be really good.
It's a whole new look defense. I know there's more different scheme to it. How good can this defense be? What do you see the difference?
This defense can be really, really good, man. And like I said in my previous interview, I really think by the end of this season we can make a really good jump in being top 10 in defense once everybody stay healthy and you locked in.
And there you go. Yaya said it. Yaya said it.
Wow.
You know, yeah. It's not just talk because there's a lot of different dudes out there. Even Jones and Simmons inside, there's both those guys go 330 and Jones is about 6'5". I mean, they're just way bigger. There are times that last year, Timmy, you looked out there, you see Levante, 220, 215. Voss, same, 210. Off the edge last year, of course, he had Yaya and Vita in there. But in the middle, we had Gaines, who was, small for a defensive tackle, very, very small. And then you had Hassan Rek, who's 240?
Yeah.
240. It's just different. And linebackers and now you got a lot of freaking beef out there, man. They're just bigger, they're faster. I like it. It's a departure. There's no question about it. Yeah. And it's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Just got to see if it translates, man. It's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's just better than the alternative, right? Hearing the same old crap that we've heard for years that didn't work. So it's fun to hear new stuff.
I mean, I'm not crapping on Levante David. He's a freaking Hall of Famer we saw Luke Kuechly go in last night. Levante David was every bit as good as Luke Kuechly and has better numbers. I know Levante played a lot longer. Yeah. And for his time playing, Luke Kuechly was a badass. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but so was Levante David. But he wasn't that, he was a turnover machine. He was technical. He made tackles, but he wasn't an intimidating force. That was left up to other guys, when they had those great defenses winning the Super Bowl. But once JPP left and, Shaq was out of his deal and Sue left, it became really, really, they became small and not very explosive. And they've switched that around now. They've definitely switched that around. Tyke Smith is a physical player. And I think he's going to have a big year as well. I don't mention him enough. I think he's going to have a really big year. So I like it. I'm excited to see what could happen. Let me get to some of the comments today, especially our members, our VIP members. Tampa Bay is a stud. Yes, he is, Pooh Shiesty. I agree. Aviation says Bucs D-line is maybe 4th or 5th in the league when healthy. Texans, Rams, Eagles, Bucs. Well, when Aaron Donald comes back, I think the Rams will take over the best defensive line in football. I mean, is that for real? Holy shit. Who's dealing with that? Yeesh.
Poor NFC West, man.
Oof, man.
Poor Seahawks.
I don't feel bad for the
49ers.
Seahawks. I feel bad for the Cardinals.
Oh,
That poor franchise going to get their ass kicked. But hey, listen, Carson Beck, he played well last night. I think he put Brissett on notice big time. I think he'll probably be starting by the end of the year. You know,
Really?
Carson Beck he throws such a good deep ball. He really does.
Yeah.
He's very accurate on the deep ball. I don't know what else they got around him, but I just, Carson Beck's got tools. He's got tools, and he's played in big time games. What's Jacoby Brissett going to do for you, really? Not much. I mean, he's a good bridge quarterback. He's a good bridge quarterback. I don't
good backup.
Yeah, but that's your future. I'm not saying he's going to be a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but he's probably the best that they got by the end of the season.
Better than Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
Probably better than Kyler Murray, too.
Chris Cole says, I know it's just preseason, but it looks like Haynes King is coming from Bryce Young's job. I am a Haynes King fan.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. I think he's a hell of a player. And as Collinsworth said last night, a lot of people say he can't throw. I think he's gotten dramatically better in that department.
Yeah, I will say this. When he was at A&M, that was a lot of people's biggest criticism of him was his so awkward throwing motion.
Yeah.
It was an ugly, ugly throwing motion. It did him no favors. That got fixed at Georgia Tech. I mean, that got fixed.
Yeah, I think he's different.
Yeah.
All right, Kings are Bucks basement, as we call him. So, JP, what do you think of Pat McAfee's of the vibes being terrible at training camp? I'll say this. I think, Jason Light, I asked him about the culture yesterday. We played that. I asked him directly about it. I don't think he liked the question where I was inferring that when you do this with your star players, it F's up your culture. So this was told to me by two people today. While we're over doing interviews, the players file off. And today is one of the big corporate days where a lot of friends and family, a lot of corporations, a lot of big hitters out there. Of course, I was over there mingling with them, as you know I want to do.
Networking, JP, networking.
That's what I'm doing. No, I had some good friends over there I wanted to chat with. So, and they were doing special teams, so not interesting. So after practice, all the players, they go and they do autographs, and then they come over to the corporates and they do all their stuff there. Now, the last 3 seasons, the guy who was out there probably the most, taking the most pictures, doing everything, Baker Mayfield. And today, as my friend said, he walked way around, and into the facility. Yeah. Okay. That's a big deal. Listen. So some people didn't get autographs, but what does it tell you? Yeah, Baker Mayfield is all about ball. All about ball. All that other stuff he was doing for you, you lost it. You lost it. And that goes towards your culture. And I'm not saying anything bad about Baker. I think he is being disrespected. That's my personal opinion. I would, again, I love the Bucks, love Jason Light, Glazers, and I would advise them, in my humble opinion, you're playing this wrong. You might save a few dollars here and there. And yeah, if he gets a catastrophic injury and you had signed him to a long-term deal, that sucks for the franchise. And I know you're trying to protect yourself against that. I totally get that. And it's a very valid reason. But it's the same situation with every quarterback in this league.
And this is your alternative. What you're seeing now. Yeah.
Yeah. Every franchise quarterback in the league, it's the same situation. And for some reason, those other organizations, some very good ones, by the way, who know what the fuck they're doing, sign their guys. The Packers, the 49ers, the Lions. I consider those well-run franchises right now. The Lions weren't for a long time.
Yeah.
But those are well-run franchises. They sign their guys. All right. So listen, you can say, oh, well, he needs to be more consistent, blah, blah, with Baker and all. You know who Baker is. And you know what he is by now. He's your leader. He's played his ass off. Second most touchdown passes. I know, most interceptions in the last 3 years, not by a ton. He is who he is, and he's a pretty damn good quarterback. The Athletic had their ratings out the other day with all the GMs. If they do 50 GMs, former coaches, all that stuff, it's a really good, I think, portrayal of where these quarterbacks are, and he was tied for 13th in the league. Okay, upper third. That's a franchise quarterback. And if you're doing your business right, correctly, in my opinion, like Light said yesterday, they really haven't had a lot of great quarterbacks come through this organization. He's arguably, I mean, I don't know what you do with Brady, right? Brady, is he the greatest quarterback that's ever played for the Bucs? Of course, you know, and he had 2 really good years and 1 really bad year. But Baker is a pretty damn close second to me. He's and to have to come in after Brady and fill in those shoes, I don't know what more you could ask from this cat. So I think, you know, and this is what you're getting. And I think it's almost, when you talk about disrespectful, and for Jason, and I get it, in a way you're complimenting Baker. Oh, well, he's, you know, I've never seen him more focused. I've never seen him more dialed in. You know, he is the most competitive. We know he's going to be competitive. It's almost an insult. It's like, oh, we know Baker's going to play his ass off, so we don't really have to guarantee him money for the next 4 years. He's going to play his ass off.
It could be twisted that way, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh, so you're just taking advantage of the fact that I'm a baller and they're going to pay me as we go. I get if you're trying to protect the franchise against catastrophic injury, that you got to take risk in this game. Why are all these other franchises doing it? And sometimes, people, what about the Tua contract? He's not Tua. He's not Tua. And why you give that guy a contract after the fact you see him get 17 concussions? That was a stupid-ass contract. That Baker's not dealing with that. Now, does he get injured? Yeah. Does he need to dial it back a little bit? Yeah. And most of the guys figure it out as they get older in the league. And I think he will. But again, I think they're playing this all wrong, and that's what you get. So is Pat McAfee correct that there's bad vibes here? The vibes in the defense are great. I think the overall vibe at camp is pretty good. It's hard for me to tell. I mean, from what I see out on the field, I think the defense is playing really well. I think Baker's having a great camp. I think it's been good back and forth. Offense good sometimes, defense good. I think they're having a really good camp. But those two situations of your best players are going to be a cloud over your camp. That's all there is to it. You can't slice it any other way. When you decide to, and it's not just the Bucs, okay? This is a negotiation. The Baker's team is trying to get the best deal they can get. Vita's team is trying to get the best deal they can get. Vita's deal is not down to any urgent point yet. All right, we're still a couple of weeks away, in my opinion, from any urgency for Vita Vea. If he gets in within 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks before the season go, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. If you get to the point where it's a week before the season, then we got issues. But I don't, it may come down to that, but I don't think he's going to miss any game checks. I just don't see that happening. So again, but if I'm the Buccaneers with 100 and, if they, between the contracts they can restructure, they'll have $120 some million of cap space flexibility next year. And if you sign Baker to a long-term deal, you can do even more. So they're in a good salary cap situation. It's not like they're salary cap strapped and they can't get these 2 deals done. They could easily get them done. But at this point, they're playing hardball and trying to get the best deal. And for Vita's situation, it's not urgent yet, but I think you may have lost the window for Baker.
Yep.
But I don't know. And I can definitely see people have talked about this. Baker doesn't have to sign the franchise tender. If they franchise him next year, let's just play this out. If he has a great year, which I think he's going to have at least a good year, could be a great year. And okay, then the price goes up. Number one, the price goes up. You're not developing a backup quarterback. You haven't drafted anybody. Browning is not a heir apparent. So you don't have anybody in the pipeline. So you're sitting there with Baker And if he has a good year, that means you won the division. You won 10 games. You're picking in the 20s. You're not getting the top of the line guy in the draft. And I know it's a deep draft, but let's be honest. There's still college guys that are completely unproven. So you're not getting a number 1 or 2 guy. So you're sitting there with Baker. And if he says, you know what, I'm not signing it. And he can wait and if he waits till week 10, he becomes a free agent. And I can see him having a red ass and doing it. Because at that point, if he has a great year, week 10 comes around, there's probably 2 or 3 teams will have lost their starting quarterbacks, right? They'll be chomping at the bit to sign Baker to a long-term deal. Chomping at the bit. And then you're sitting there next year, drafting a quarterback, 20th overall, 24th, 5th overall. Who's that guy going to be? It might be somebody great. Chances are it's not. Chances are it's not.
And what's the Bucs' history of developing quarterbacks they drafted?
Squadouche. Oh. So that's where you want to be. You're rolling the dice. I know why you're doing it. You think, you want to hedge your bets. You don't want to get saddled with a long-term contract and he gets injured. I get it. But even if he did get injured, he'd be back the next year, right? But, okay, so, and it's not like Baker's not going to work his ass off to get back and he's going to be ruined forever. He'll come back. So I don't get it. And, unless you guys are all right, and I'm just not going to cop to this because I don't know.
By the way, would you like to know your potential quarterbacks in the coming draft that are expected to go?
Hit me with some of those names.
Late first round, maybe second round. You're looking at your top quarterbacks, obviously Manning, Moore, Julian Sand. They're all expected to go top 10.
They ain't going to be around.
CJ Carr, Notre Dame, is expected to go late first round. Lenora Sellers, late first round.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Mestamaker, our North Texas homegrown boy, now at Oklahoma State. Late first round or second round. Drake Lindsey from Minnesota, late first round, early day 2 guy. There's your options. Carr, Sellers, Mestamaker, Lindsey.
Yeah, I'll take Baker.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
Right. I mean, cap's going up to $325 next year. All right. We've talked enough about it. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to your comments. We'll hear some more from these guys as we go through the show. Sandra Golden's going to join us at 1:15 to talk about the Falcons and what's going on up there as we do our preview of the NFC South. Some interesting things happening up there. We'll talk a little bit about the Battery, too. We always do with her and the Atlanta Braves and what they're doing. Just announced record revenues for the Battery, by the way. How about that? We are brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. Mike Murphy, you see him on all the commercials and all the Rays games. Obviously, this is a fantastic dealership. I've dealt with them. The deal was fantastic. They gave me a ton for my car, my beat-up old BMW. And I got the GV70, which is the midsize SUV everybody is talking about. Great performance, great luxury for a very, very comfortable price. Go check it out. The GV70, test drive that sucker. It is so fun to drive, and it is a great value. Check out all the cars at genesisoftampa.com. You can see them online. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Big thanks to Italiano Insurance, the great folks over there. They will soon be part of Gallagher Insurance. A little name change, but same great folks, same great customer service you've known for over 65 years. They do all the work. You save all the money. ItalianoInsurance.com at 813-877-7799. Hey, guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, well, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by those great people over at Pitch Roofing. Get on the preferred client list, so if we have another hurricane and all the roofs blow off, you won't have that blue tarp on your roof for a year or two. That happens, because there's not enough roofers to go around. So make sure you get on the preferred client list. Them come out and take a look at your roof right now. They'll give you an estimate on what it would cost to replace it. And even if it's not near replacing, they'll tell you how long you got left on your roof, if there's any damage up there. So good people, they'll do that for you. They can do it remotely too. You don't have to have them come out. They can just do it by satellite and give you an estimate, but just give them a call. Make sure you get to know who your roofer is going to be, and that's pitchroofing.com. Good folks over there. All right, quick update on the Protect College Sports Act. It is making its way through the House today, through the Senate. It could get, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get it done, to be quite honest. And then they come back in the midterms in September, and then we'll see where they are with that. If they come back in September, and they'll be worried about the midterms is what I meant to say. So, if they get it done today, and as I mentioned, Ashley Moody has offered up an amendment, which these amendments aren't usually put into the bill, I'm told, by these legislative experts. It says Florida officials are actively fighting this draconian 5-year independent provision. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody, who's now the senator, recently filed amendments to the bill aiming to completely exempt Florida schools like FSU and Miami from the 5-year probationary period. The direct revenue sharing part of this bill is a $48.8 million athlete revenue sharing and retention cap. And the Florida Board of Governors Task Force has already been meeting to find ways to cover these costs, including approving $22.5 million in auxiliary funding for FSU to ensure they can legally keep pace with the competing programs. So they wouldn't have to raise that money. State of Florida just give it to them. I like that.
Wow, yeah.
That'd be nice. And of course, they can't do that for Miami because they are not a state school. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem to have any funding problems down there at all, thanks to Mike Murphy and friends. So there's going to be a 6-month grace period to change conferences without the 5-year independent penalty. FSU is currently locked in complex, ongoing litigation over the ACC's grant of rights. Resolving those multi-million-dollar lawsuits and finalized an exit within a brief 6-month window would be incredibly difficult. So that's not good. But it could necessitate them to make deals. I think if this bill does pass, I think you'll see the Big Ten move quickly to add Florida State, possibly North Carolina and Miami as well. I think Clemson will end up in the SEC. And I think that would happen rather quickly. And
Nobody wants Clemson.
You don't think the SEC wants Clemson?
I mean, they might, but
the problem with Clemson is it doesn't add a whole lot to their media rights.
No, they have South Carolina already.
Yeah. And that's why I don't think the SEC would add Florida State.
Right.
And the Big Ten would. The Big Ten would be very interested in adding.
Right.
And I think Big Ten might be interested in adding Clemson as well because they would give them another Southern post.
The Mountain West might be interested in Florida State.
Fuck you, man.
I mean, it wouldn't be. No, I would love to see Florida State in the Big Ten, man. I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah, and I mentioned, we'll talk a little bit about the FSU hype here, so might as well just do it right in this particular spot. So I've been consuming a lot of information. Now, media can't watch practices, so it's really hard to discern what's really going on. But the coordinators talked after the scrimmage the other day, Tony White, the defensive coordinator, and it feels like they're, again, the talk is cheap, but it feels like they've found some good linebackers, which will dramatically change what's going on. Chris Jones looks like he is a badass, big time striking linebacker with some size and athleticism, something we haven't had in a long time. I think you got improvement in the linebacking situation. You got the Desir twins who, coming off the edge, who I think could really give you something. Interior, they've got a couple of big guys in Wynn and some others, but there's no depth there, which scares me a little bit.
Lost a lot, man, on defense too.
Yeah, defensively, and the secondary, I think, has a chance to be really good. So I'm kind of bullish on the defense. I think they're not very deep. If they get injured, I think it could get ugly quick. And offensively, Ashton Daniels, and I watched the whole, every throw that he made cut down into 10 minutes. Thank you very much, YouTube, against Vanderbilt. And the kid can throw the ball, and he makes quick decisions. I thought he was very accurate in the short passing game, which was a lot of what Auburn did last year. A lot of spread it out, quick routes, get the ball out of your hands, quick decisions, a lot of screens, a lot of pre-snap reads already done for you. So there was a lot of that, but I thought he was very poised. I did see him make some poor decisions at times when he gets rushed. He does tend to make some bad decisions. He's got to clean that up. There's no question about it. He's got the size, he got the speed, he runs well. His comp for me, I don't know if I thought this through enough.
Yeah, I don't know what a comp would be.
I mean, I think he's not a transformative guy. He's not a guy that's going to come in and, like a Cam Ward and just totally take you to the next level. He's not that guy, but FSU's not looking for the 12-win quarterback. We'll take 8. We'll take 8. And I think he's that guy. I think he can do that. Now, there's a little development yesterday, partner, with this ruling that the 2022 guys are getting a 5th year.
Yeah.
Now, the NCAA is going to sue on that, but they'll lose like they always do. So Tommy Castellanos is property of Florida State University.
Right.
And, now they're not going to pay him anything. He just wants to come back and play. He'll make something.
Right.
But the question is, do you want him back? Not as a quarterback. We're not talking about quarterback. He's not going to play quarterback. And if he says that he wants to play quarterback, shut the door. Just shut the
conversation
door.
over.
And if you want, and also he's going to have to kind of take a little bit of a back seat from a leadership role. Like, shut your mouth, and just go out there and play, because he's an extremely elusive guy. He is, he's run for 1,500 yards, 2,000 yards, or whatever the hell it is in the ACC in 3-4 seasons. I mean, the guy can make people miss. He's a dynamic player. So as a slot receiver, as a running back, I think the guy's got talent. There's no question about that. He doesn't cost you anything. It's not like FSU's dripping with talent with guys like that. So, if the situation's right and his attitude is right, I think there's an argument to bring him back. He's a weapon. He could be a weapon. Not to mention a few trick plays you could work in here and there with a guy that can, somewhat throw the ball.
Man, I might just wash my hands of that. I don't know how interested I would be. I don't think you need much help in the receiving ranks.
I mean, we got Deuce Robinson, who was named second-team All-American preseason.
Offense is not the question at Florida State. You want an interesting Ashton Daniels tidbit, though? May give you a little bit of hope.
Yes.
His career completion percentage is right around 60%. Last season, when FSU did not have a 60% completion percentage, they were 1-6. Over the last 2 seasons, they are 2-15.
When they don't complete 60%.
When they don't complete 60%. So take that for what it's worth.
So you're telling me he's better than DJ, I think I'm going to lay down, and Tommy Castellanos.
Statistically, yes, I would say that.
Okay. Well, the bar was low.
No, it's very low, but you got to raise it at some point, right? Nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take that. So, and then here's one other thing. Ira Schafel from War Chant wrote something today that I think I reposted it, and it's something that really caught my eye because it's been grossly deficient over the past few years. He said FSU had a great offseason in the weight room. They're unrecognizable compared to where they were last year. That freshman who flashed in the scrimmage when all the starters were held out is going to be a major piece for you this year. They also spent a lot more time bonding, and the staff really likes this team more this year. I don't know if they really like last year's team and its personalities, but this year I think they got the right mix of leaders. The defense is way more aggressive. The offense is actually going to be creative and take shots and hit explosive plays. And we are absolutely going to see massive improvement from the quarterback who has thrown a 500 college passes and to this point has had a terrible interception rate. He can be better. And if they can cut down on his interceptions, which is a big if, they got a shot to be a decent team this year and get some nice wins. Beat Clemson when they come to your house. That's a good win. Beat SMU. Go win some games that you got a chance to win.
By the way, look out for SMU in the ACC this year, man.
You think they're going to be good? They lost a lot.
They kept the key pieces, though, man.
Yeah, they got Jennings coming back at quarterback. Yeah,
but
they lost a lot on the lines of scrimmage the last 2 years. So
they've got some big name transfers.
Okay, all right.
Maybe we need to do a deep dive in SMU one day.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to that game. So, all right, let's get to the comments. Michael LaRue says the Bucs defense ranked 20th overall last year, finished 29th in passing yards, and allowed 25th in sacks. It's hard to get much worse than that, so there's nowhere to go but up. Yeah, that's obvious, Michael. But I believe they can get into a top 15 posture, which I think could really help this team win games. What is this? Florida Lone Wolf says, think about it. The most aggressive our defensive backs get is knocking the ball away. They never go for the interception or jump routes, and I think that is a direct result of coaching. Well, coaching
More confidence, one or the other.
And the coaching's different this year. You know, Kevin Ross is out. They've changed out their defensive backs coach and elevated the guys that were underneath them. So hopefully they're bringing something different. Nathan Comanche says, JP, what's going on with the Ray Stadium? Does the city council want to wait till November? No, they do not. I think the city council there's some CRA dealings that are going around. Carlson talked about this when he came on the show. And Hagan said the other day, and I saw Hagan today. I didn't get a chance to talk to him at Bucs camp, but I'll try to get him on next week. And so there's some things that are outside the stadium purview that Carlson wanted to get done. It's other business that'll move some money from a downtown CRA into other parts of South Tampa where they can fix the roads. That's going to, basically, and I'm simplifying this, give Carlson an opportunity to vote yes. And there's your deal. 4-3. Boom, we're done. And I think that's where this is going. So I'm very confident that this is happening. I texted with Babby yesterday, said things are progressing well with talking to city council. So I think we're in a good spot. Just because we don't hear news every day, we've gone away from the sky is falling clickbait pieces, thank God. So I think we're in a good spot. Okay, let's get to some of our VIPs who always get their comments read. First, please ask your ATL colleague about the battery and how J.C. Bradbury is a hack with his claims it's an economic failure. Yeah, this is one of the great byproducts of the battery, which Timmy, you had a little piece yesterday that you sent me that did a nice outline of all of how the economics work with the battery. Maybe we can run that next week. I like that. All stuff we've talked about, but it was really plainly presented in a very nice way. But this, the Braves announced record revenues from the battery. They're a public company, so they have to report all this stuff. And the money that they're making, and it's interesting because the money they make from baseball is about 8 cents on the dollar. And the money they make for the battery is like way above that. And so, that's what the Rays want to do is make a shit ton of money from their mixed use and put it back into the baseball operations and run that baseball operations at almost an even level, putting your resources back into your team. Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? Wouldn't that be awesome if we did that here?
Imagine the possibilities.
Oh, Lord.
Imagine the salary.
A $200 million payroll? I don't want to get too crazy here, but
what's that like?
Wow. Rick says if the Glazers think the Bucs will be great like Denver and New England with rookie quarterbacks, they're wrong. Those teams have great coaches. Sign Baker and add to your team in the draft. Amen, brother. Amen.
I don't think anybody thinks the Bucs defense is going to be like the Broncos defense.
No, there's that too. Or the Patriots. Stephen Pryor says, what's the rush? Let's see Baker play out 2026. We could tag him if needed. Well, you can tag him. He doesn't have to sign it. As I outlined that scenario where he doesn't, and he seems pissed off enough to do something like that.
Yep.
And, in the offseason, that's what you're playing with. You're playing with fire. And and if he does have a great season, it's only going to cost you more. I think they're just playing this wrong. I really do. Joe Dabrowski says Doug Williams is the only quarterback that's been developed internally. Nothing has worked. Vinny, Erickson, Dilfer, King, Freeman, Winston. Yeah. I do not want to go back into the draft for a quarterback. And somebody mentioned a free agent. Well, who are you getting?
Yeah.
You know?
And what free agent quarterback wants to come here? I mean, we don't know who the head coach will be. If it's Bowles, let's say they win the division, Bowles is retained. What high level quarterback wants to come here and play for Todd Bowles?
And again, you want to say Baker's all in and all ball, but look what he did today. That's un-Baker like. And frankly, if I'm and why is he doing that? He's telling the Bucs, look, I did everything for you guys. You didn't even have to ask me. I did all your corporate stuff. I met all your suite holders. I did everything you asked me to do. I ain't doing that shit anymore. And he shouldn't.
Yep.
He shouldn't. If they want to play hardball with him, then you got to play hardball with the organization. And that's what McAfee's talking about. It brings bad vibes. All you guys want to say Baker's, he's got his fault. I get all that. Let him play it out. Okay, you're playing with fire. You have a good quarterback. You got what many believe in this league is a franchise quarterback. Go look at the athletic deal. I think it's a really good poll of ex-GMs, current GMs, coaches, all that stuff. A lot of really smart people say Baker is Sam Darnold, who just won a Super Bowl. It's not like the options are, we have a plethora of options or we have anybody in the pipeline. You got your guy. He wants to be here. He wants to live in Tampa Bay forever. And think about that. I always bring up the John Lynch as an example. When we got rid of John Lynch, we didn't only lose a football player who went on to make 3 or 4 Pro Bowls with the Broncos and go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We lost the guy who had one of the most influential foundations in Tampa Bay, the John Lynch Foundation, while he was playing, was doing incredible works in our local philanthropy. And when he left, that left. I could see Baker becoming king of Tampa. Like, play here, even if he doesn't win a Super Bowl, just be a gem of a guy who stays here, becomes your on-air guy, all that stuff. Like, he's just he's the leader of the Bucs family. And look, in this quarterback series, if you haven't watched it, he's becoming beloved across the nation. Yeah. And we're shitting on him. And I think this stuff matters. I'm a community guy. You guys know that. And why would you not want to embrace him and bring him into the fold of all that and to be, the face of your organization? And for a few $1 million, man, what are we doing?
Did Lynch leave over money?
No, he left because they didn't think he could play anymore. It was a medical decision, supposedly.
Okay. All right.
He had, it was a neck injury, I believe. And our doctor said it's too big of a risk. We didn't want to, or maybe they didn't want to pay him anymore.
Maybe that was the excuse.
Seems like a common theme. Nathan Elliott said the Bucs may not try to draft a quarterback. They'd be better luck in free agency with a quarterback. Yeah, who you got? I don't know. Alejandro ranking our quarterbacks in Bucs history. Brady 1, Mayfield 2. There you go. Brad Johnson 3, Doug Williams 4, Steve Young, top 5 quarterbacks. Now Steve didn't play very much, but yeah.
Technically, you can claim him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Wesley Wright says, go Rays, go Bucs. Any news on the stadium? I think we just gave that too. We're good. Alejandro, one of our VIP members, says, as long as we keep winning series and are one step ahead of the Red Sox, we are going to win the division. Regardless, we are going to make the playoffs, whether it be AL East champs or the wild card. We are good. I don't want any of that. We're okay with the wild card deal, Alejandro. Yeah. I'm going to put a moratorium on that. We're winning the effing division. I don't want to hear anything about the wild card. Let's go. There's no reason for us to fall. Listen, the Red Sox aren't going to stay this hot forever. That ain't happening. I hope.
By the way, JP, let me show you something here as I screenshot it. Just so everybody has an idea quarterback-wise of what we are looking at. for 2027. If you want to go the free agent route,
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. Look at that top guy right there.
He's the top free agent. Kyler Murray.
You want any of those guys? Maybe Mac Jones? I don't know.
Maybe Mac Jones, yeah. But no. I'm again. You got your guy.
What are we doing?
Golly.
There you go.
Kurt Thorson says, last week Baker stood on the practice field as a line of fans formed to get pictures and his autograph. I was in that line. Well, he didn't do it today.
Checking out, man. That's the worst. That is the worst.
And I wonder if it was like, I'll do it for the fans, but for the corporate, to the suite holder thing done, maybe not. Maybe. I don't know.
And he may still do that for the kids. I mean, he's going to go out there and sign autographs for the kids, but all that corporate BS, he's done, man.
Joe Dombrowski says, yeah, Pat's comments were not good, and usually he's pretty fair. I didn't see him. I
looked for him on X this morning, and I couldn't find it anywhere, so no, he wasn't isolated.
Yeah. Kurt says the White Sox are useless. They had Boston last night. Both Rays and Red Sox played losing teams for most of August. Things are going to be getting very interesting. I know, but isn't it great to be in the hunt? Isn't it great to be in first place? Somebody brought up to me that I think it was J-Ted said he watched Get Up this morning, and there was no mention of the Rays. I mean, no mention because they didn't play last night, but
maybe
no mention. Who is this?
I will tell you, Buster Olney does not like the Rays. He's still picking Toronto to win the division.
Really? What?
Not even the Red Sox. Yeah.
Toronto?
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing.
Wow. Jimmy J. Voyer, thank you for being a member. Member says possibly under 2 weeks away from a stadium vote, I believe. Feeling more and more confident every day. Let's get it done. Go Rays. I agree. Rick tells us that Ashawn moved into Sue's old house in South Tampa, following in his footsteps. Now get Vita Vea here. Yeah, absolutely. And defense does win championships. Yeah, we talked about that. Hopefully that amendment will get adopted, but I don't know why they would adopt it just for FSU and Miami. I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. Rick says top 10 defense, nothing matters until shovels in the ground, JP. Everyone knows that. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, right? We ain't going to believe anything until we see it play out. And Pooh Shiesty reminds us that too many walkthroughs will make your team weak. I will say this. Practice seems a little bit more feisty this year. A little bit more feisty, if I may.
I need a little aggression in practice right now.
Yeah.
Who are their scrimmages against this year? Who are they?
They got the Jets. They go up to New York, and then they have Jacksonville. Okay. So they have 2 weeks with fighting with other teams.
Good.
But do the Jets even count? You better be the better team up there. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Sandra Golden's going to join us from 92.9 The Game in Atlanta. Find out what's going on with the Falcons. Talk a little Braves as well. There will be no mention of the Hawks. I can guarantee you that. We are brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, soon to be AJ Gallagher Insurance. Speaking of hurricanes, folks, you got to make sure that you have enough insurance. 40% of you are underinsured. You probably don't even know that, but with prices going up, construction prices, all that stuff, if you've kept it the same over the years, you are underinsured. Talked to a friend the other day who cost him $150,000 to rebuild his house out of pocket because he wasn't fully insured. So take that for what it's worth and make sure Italiano does your deal and you have enough insurance. 813-877-7799 is the number. They do business insurance as well, which you need. If you have a side hustle or something like that, if you have your own business, make sure you have that. 813-877-7799. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, But it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on. We'll bring you some more of the interviews what we got today with Yaya and Trotter and Ashawn, some good stuff in there. So we'll bring that to you and in a little bit. And hopefully Sandra Golden will be joining us here in just a little bit as well. By the way, the Pat McAfee stuff, I guess the quote is, the vibes seem ass in Tampa. So I think that pretty much stands for itself right there. Does it not? Absolutely. Absolutely. That is not good. Hey, Hey, while we got a minute, the USF Bulls are out there as well. They've been practicing. I think they're in day 3 out there. Brian Hartline, the new coach, 62 new players. 62 new players. A lot of P4 transfers came in, so they did very well in transfer portal. I think Hartline's going to do a fantastic job there. He's got a really good coaching staff. They've got good talent they brought in, but putting that all together in one season, a new system, all that, really, really difficult. And they don't have, a clear-cut starting quarterback just yet, but they got some really good prospects. And Michael Van Buren comes over from LSU, where he's played a little bit, and he's a very elusive guy, really good athlete, can throw the ball. Getting him in the right situations is going to be what it's all about. He seems to be taking the number 1 reps right now. And Luke Kromenhuck, who came from Florida State, was got 4 or 5-star recruit coming out of high school. And went to Florida State, and that whole disaster that was happening post Jordan Travis. Can't really get a gauge on what he did. He played a few games. I saw a kid with a big arm, really kind of slight build, but taller kid, could wing it. I mean, had all the accolades as a high school kid, but that is what it is. And then he went out west he went to Mississippi State. Did not start there either, and now comes to USF to see if he can battle. And right now it looks like he's in the number 2 spot. And probably Van Buren has a slight edge. Folks that are out there, I've not been out there, but Hartline has said there's no set deadline for when he's going to make the definitive starter call. It's focused on seeing a consistent body of work over the next few weeks in practice before he makes a call. They will open up on Raymond James Stadium against FIU on September 5th. So it should be a very interesting season for USF. I'm going to try to get those folks on the show next week and talk a little bit more USF football. All right, let's bring in my good friend from 92.9 The Game in Atlanta, Sandra Golden, joins us here. Hello, Sandra. How are you? Hopefully you can hear me and see me this time.
I do. Thank you. You look fabulous, darling.
Do I? Wait, I lost you. Let me go back. I can't. I'm producing on my own right now, so there you are.
Okay.
How are you? You look great. What's going on?
You're so sweet. I am happy as a clam. All is good. How about yourself?
Fantastic. Life's never been better. We love it. Sandra and I go back a lot of years. We'll just leave it at that. We'll go.
I was JP's intern, at WTXL Channel 27 in
What year
God's
was
Country,
that?
Tallahassee. 1994, 93.
94, yeah.
Can you believe it?
Our first national championship. Somebody posted this morning the open to the FSU Notre Dame game that Bob Costas wrote and voiced, which I never saw because I was at the game.
Right.
And I don't think I've ever seen that game on TV, certainly not the open. And it brought me back to the heyday of FSU football that we covered. And, Charlie Ward, that first, Derek Brooks, Warwick Dunn, that first championship team. I mean, and those were awesome dudes. I mean, that we still know and love today, right?
Yes. Such gentlemen, and to be just thrust into, female. And by the way, back in the day when JP and I, right after it was an all-girls school, literally there was not only a camera, but there was this beta machine, and I weighed 93 pounds sopping wet. I was like, here I go into the atrium, and Bobby Bowden comes down. Little lady, what you doing? And I don't know if you remember this, JP, but those, my very first interview ever was Danny Cannell. So I was interviewing Danny Cannell. Coach Bowden comes walking right. Little lady, what you doing here? Because there weren't girls, at all.
No,
he takes me up to the penthouse, to his office, sat me down 30 minutes, and was got my whole story, told me stories about Panama City. And I just thought, I think I'm going to love this job. And I was forever grateful. Do you remember Todd Riebel, Daryl Bush?
Yes.
A little guy by the name of Derek Brooks. It was we were so lucky.
We really were.
Yeah.
Heyday of FSU and college sports in general. I mean,
so true.
Covering it. We've been doing this for 3 decades now. Mm-hmm. And boy, has it changed. I was just talking about USF football and, these Kromenhucks on his 4th team, these quarterbacks bouncing all over the place. It's bananas. Yeah. Guys playing for 7 years in college.
Doesn't make any sense at all. I know. But you know what is still the same? Saturdays.
Yes.
from the, you know, and I hope that never cut to watching College Game Day and going to tailgate.
There's nothing better.
Dope Campbell, right? There's just nothing better, and I hope that never changes. You know, that still is something that you just want to put on your gear and go.
Yeah, no, I'm very much looking forward to getting to Tallahassee this year. I was just doing a little bit on them.
Why?
I know. I'm buying it. I'm not buying into the hype. But I'm just. I said on Twitter, what the hell? What the hell? Why not?
Why not?
Why not? You know, why not be optimistic? Doesn't cost anything. And, you know, there's some good things going on there. I just have absolutely zero confidence in Norvell, but maybe the coordinators will get them right. And maybe they'll have some leadership there. It's just been such a vacuum, but it's nice reminiscing about the old days. And Bobby.
Old days. I got out my little handy dandy phone because I really have kind of just taken myself out of Florida State because it's given me cancer inside my body from stress. But I was like, well, let me just peek at this schedule again. And I was like, oh no, SMU, Alabama, Virginia, Louisville is the team everybody's talking about. The quarterback has a building named after him. I don't know how that's happening. A little team called Miami, Clemson. Are you serious? NC State's supposed to have the best team they are. And then Florida. I love that John Summerall. So we're in big trouble is what I'm trying to tell you. Hot sports take. There you go.
Now that you just ran down the schedule,
holy crap, right?
But as I've always said about Florida State, because I was there when we weren't great,
right?
We're just kind of getting good.
Yeah,
we never lose a tailgate party, hun.
You gotta just go with
730-0. I've never lost a tailgate party.
That's true. That's true. God's country.
We'll get back. We'll get right back to it in Tallahassee.
Right.
It's going to have another awesome season at the Greg Nelson tailgate party. Cannot wait. Well, and Shelly. Sorry, Greg and Shelly. Sorry, didn't put her in there. All right, let's get a little talk going about your Falcons. Obviously, you've had some injuries. You figured out how to pay your superstar. You know, we're still working on that down here in Tampa. What's going on at Falcons camp?
Okay, so day one. This, by the way, my 27th Falcons camp. Can you believe that? 27 years. That means I'm old, ladies and gentlemen. So the first day we get there, we find out that Penix is not medically cleared. And this is coming off the day, JP, where Daniel Jones, who had he didn't have an ACL. He had injury worse, and they all happened after Michael Penix. So we were like, what is happening? This is his third ACL, the first on the left leg, but we're still like, he is not medically cleared, and he got injured at the end of November. So we're right in that 8 months. So a little bit of a light red flag. All right, well, Tua will take snaps. No, Tua's hurt. And Stefanski was super cryptic about it all, pulled his back, re-injured. He's already been cleared. He's back out there. But we're like, oh, okay, Jack Strand is our guy, our third string. For Rush, they signed.
Who?
So that was exactly right.
Jack Strand?
By the way, Matt Ryan loves Jack Strand. That's a whole other side piece. My husband told me long time ago, he's like, watch out for Jack Strand. University at Minnesota at some tiny little school. He won the Division II Player of the Year. Like, the numbers are ridiculous. But the fact that we're even talking about Jack Strand, that tells you how camp was. And then Bijan is a hold in. Right. And then Jeff Ulbrich, our defensive coordinator, the worst possible. I'm so sad for him. His wife passes away the day before camp starts. So when you want to talk about doom and gloom, so already the Falcons were picked to, I believe, be fourth in the division. They were at 7.5 wins, JP, but now it already went to 6.5 because Jalen Walker, who was going to have the C on defense, it was not a contact. He took a turn and ACL blown, done for the year. So, did I mention that James Pierce Jr., he was in jail for an hour or so because he was stalking his girlfriend and decided to play Crash Bang Smash 'em Up with the police in Miami, which is never a good idea. So we're waiting. He's on a 12-month I forget what they call it, in-counsel program, which Miami does, which is really helpful because I do believe that he's got mental problem. Like, we need him to be helped. So 12 months, he's supposed to check in. They do a mental rehab. They're helping him. So under that 12-month, though, JP, we're not sure of the status. Is it going to be suspension for how long? Do they even rule? Because initially that ruling, JP, was 6 months. They moved it to 12 months.
So he could play all year.
Well, right. He could be out all year. It just depends on where the NFL is going to rule. We heard yesterday that they are supposed to let us know in a few days. I don't know what that means. So they just got to kind of know
you haven't met their price yet. That's what that means. That's a negotiating tactic for
You're
Brian.
exactly right. Yeah, you're exactly right. So it's a lot of doom and gloom. Now, having said that, Bijan Robinson could be the MVP of the NFL. I don't throw that out there lightly. He is the best running back in the NFL. I'll take your Jahmyr Gibbs. I'll see everybody else out there. This guy is so special. And the fact that we have him, he really is. And JP, you want to talk about a pleasure. He is a terrific young man. He's really smart. He treats everybody with respect. His teammates absolutely love him. So kind of that's where we are in terms of what's happening at camp. Stefanski had them, and this is the other thing that blows me away when you talk about the Falcons. 8 years you haven't been in the playoffs. There's only one other team that hasn't made the playoffs in the NFL, the New York Jets. It's been 50. The NFL is not set up, JP, for a team to miss the playoffs 8 years. So it's really unique what the Falcons are doing. Congratulations. So we're hoping that, Stefanski is a physical offensive guy. He had them in pads crashing into each other on Tuesday. Why is that unique? It shouldn't be. They haven't done that at Falcons training camp for 10 years, JP.
10 years?
Years. It's been a decade since they've gone full strength at practice. And they're going at it again today. And they practice tomorrow night in front of a crowd at a high school, pads on, full speed. So he's like, listen, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to play football.
What a shocking development that is. Yeah. Interesting. So we don't know who the quarterback is.
It's going to be Tua because Michael Penix says I'm 4 weeks away from being cleared is what the medical. So do the math.
4 weeks.
4 weeks. He said things, and I guess I don't blame him, but I was like, I don't think you should say that. I don't want somebody rolling up on my knee at practice. And then I thought he shouldn't. I don't even want to hear that out of his mouth.
No.
Probably just being paranoid. So Tua, who started back full strength on Thursday, taking first team snaps, Tua was all go. And we're trying to focus on the good Tua, the one that got him paid the 4-year contract. He was great at Miami until he wasn't. So Tua will be our starting quarterback. Now, one of two things are going to happen, as you know. If they start 1-3, 1-4, Michael Penix, it's go. But if Tua's good, Michael Penix is the backup.
Yeah. Yeah, but
that's how it is.
Tua's one headbang away from being done.
Yep.
And that's the thing with him. And I've never really liked him as a quarterback just because of his size. Mm-hmm. He just gets lost in there. It's really hard for him to, when he gets hot and he's got great receivers and a good offensive line, he can burn you, but a lot of things have to go right for him to be effective. And we'll see. I mean, there's still a lot of weapons there with Bijan and Drake. I mean, obviously he's a hell of a player as well. Talk a little bit about him, Drake London.
Drake London is the best wide receiver in the NFL that no one talks about.
Yeah.
So he signs, Kyle Pitts signed. By the way, Falcons took Kyle Pitts number 4 overall 4 years ago, excuse me. So he's playing on his 5th-year deal. Kyle Pitts will tell you he did not expect to get that contract. So now the 3-headed monster that is the Falcons offense, it's go time.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. The talk of camp, JP, is Zachariah Branch out of Georgia, who literally we got him in the 3rd round. He's smaller. He's 6 feet with heels on. But that guy is a playmaker. We finally will have somebody to play special teams, but they're going to try to get touches on him. He is a spectacular, spectacular player. Kyle Pitts, I believe, has never been healthy until he is now. He's a different guy out there. I think that confidence that was pen to paper, he's making plays. Stefanski loves to run a tight end play. That's just how his offense runs. They're really, really great. So we're optimistic about that. The other players you're going to hear about is all of a sudden, and if you guys follow the SEC, Harold Perkins, which was our 5th-round pick, he is now already playing with the ones. They lined him up at edge 2 days ago. So we're like, oh, so he is something special. Super stud out of LSU, was hurt, which is why he fell to the 5th round.
Right.
And also, Kendall Daniels, linebacker, was playing with the ones today too. Now, those are 2 rookies that are likely going to have to play defense.
Yeah. All right, so we're not super optimistic that they can. It's the NFC South, so the bar is set very low. You could still get into it, but the quarterback thing is. But if Tua were to be healthy and Stefanski get him going, how's the offensive line?
The offensive line is banged up, but Jake Matthews is the center. You know, he's going to. You remember his dad? He had a record for playing consecutive games. The offensive line is not great. It's one of the weaker parts, but you still have Bijan, and also, you know, they signed Brian Robinson. Your boy Zach down there, your OC.
Yeah.
The knock on him was he never ran two running backs at the same time, Bijan. And we just felt like, okay, well, maybe now the Robinson brothers back there, they can do something special. Brian Robinson is big in person too.
Yeah,
like, I didn't know. I didn't realize that. Yeah. So you're out there, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So
Zach has been well received here. You know, he's already running, you know, a package with both Gainwell and Bucky Irving. So running that package with two running backs. It's, you know, I think he's got a low bar here to be better than the guy Josh Rizard last year. So I think we're expecting, you know, he's a Liam Cohen clone, and Liam is deified here for the one season he had, and, you know, he scored 30 points a game. So we're kind of hoping that he can replicate that. And the offense looks good here. It looks really good. And I love the motion, the bootleg motion in the wide zone, quarterbacks moving around. We just, you know, we don't want to pay our quarterback. We finally have one that we really liked and love. And actually, a guy who loves Tampa and wants to live here. He's like, even if I go play somewhere else, I'm going to live here. And for some reason, our ownership group just can't seem to figure out how to pay him a franchise contract. Which
that quarterback show, my husband and I both were like, Baker Mayfield is the most likable.
How about that?
His whole family, like, I just fell in love with them. But
I think everybody is, right? He
was the star of that show. It wasn't close. And that doesn't mean I thought Cam Ward, I learned a lot about Cam Ward, his behavior in terms of his studying and his background. Badass. Loved him.
Yeah.
So it was, but I thought, you know, as soon as I read Baker Mayfield to Pittsburgh, if he doesn't sign, I go, he's going to go get a monster contract somewhere.
Yeah.
If Tampa doesn't pay him.
I know. And everybody's like, oh, we'll franchise him. And I'm like, you know, he's the kind of prick, as his GM called him, in a good way, who would just like, yeah, I'm not going to sign the tender. I'll take the 10 games off, and then someone will sign me long-term. F you, Tampa Bay, for not signing me.
Yeah.
Like, I, you know, if he has a good year, and I think if he stays healthy with Zach and all the weapons we have here, and we have a top 3 offensive line, in my opinion, if that stays healthy, I think he has a huge year. And he's like, okay, now you're really – yesterday's price is not today's price.
No, it's
true. And
you're
going to pay even more.
Line up the NFC South for me, 1 to 4.
Well, I got to put the Bucs first, despite their proclivity to not pay their stars. Because I think Vita will get a deal. They can't be that dumb and trade Vita. If they do that, I just don't get it. So I'm going to go Bucs, Panthers, Saints.
Yeah.
Your Falcons.
Yeah.
Your Falcons. Yeah. I think the Panthers did some good stuff in the offseason. I think they're going to be sneaky good. Not spectacular, but
defense,
just physical. Yeah.
That defense may be top 5 in the NFL. Dan Morgan, who I covered it with Carolina, he's the GM.
Right. Yeah.
He knows exactly what he's doing. Last year, do you know the win total on Carolina last year in Vegas was 4.5? How do I know that? Because I took the over.
Yeah.
Took the over.
Good call.
And
good call.
I won $10. I don't hate to brag on your show, but I was like, this is just stupid. There's too much talent in Carolina. Did you see last night, Haynes King? He's from Georgia Tech.
How about that?
Carson Beck and Haynes King putting on a show last night was spectacular.
It's a Georgia special right there.
Yeah, it was.
Atlanta special. How the Dogs going to be this year?
Dogs going to be amazing.
Yeah.
They literally, I think, 16 returning starters. Kirby loves it that everybody's talking about Texas.
Yeah, and Oklahoma.
He's going to go out and kill. You know, Gunnar Stockton, top 5 quarterback, tremendous. Nobody's talking about him. They're just so good. Their running back room, Nate Frazier could win the Heisman. I mean, they are loaded. They just reload. I'm
worried about their offensive line. They're a little young there. I think Kirby said he might start a true freshman there and a couple of second-year guys.
Yeah, Bobo's son is there and killing it. It's supposed to be a top 10 draft pick when he comes out. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's faces. KJ Bolden, who remember was going to Florida State and flipped.
Yeah, of
KJ
course.
Bolden, top 5 pick. Like,
Dog.
he is insane. Chris Cole, that defense. So they're going to win the SEC. The Texas part of it, Texas's schedule. Okay.
A lot of people talking Oklahoma when they were here in Tampa.
Oh my
They were
gosh,
the
yeah.
Brent Venables. They were
Yeah.
the darling of SEC media days.
Yeah. One of
Yeah.
our co-hosts says, take the over on Oklahoma. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow for work for a couple of days. So that's why I'm talking over unders. I was like, ooh, I like to play in it. But they said the Oklahoma number was like 8. They go, take the over on Oklahoma.
Okay.
They're so good.
You know you don't have to go to Vegas to bet sports anymore.
I know, but I'm old school. Oh, first of all, I'm old, but I like to get the little paper. I'm going to turn in my
Oh,
winnings.
yeah. Super fun.
It's so
Absolutely.
stupid. I know, it's so dumb.
Absolutely. All right. Oh, where are you staying in Vegas?
The win.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I
Going
am
to the
working. So
Sphere?
I'm going to see the Backstreet Boys on Saturday night.
Oh, are they still there?
Are they still there? They're making $4 million a night. Their initial residency was only supposed to be 5 nights. This is like their 7th trip times 5. They're incredible.
Are they at the Sphere? The Sphere,
They're at
right?
The Sphere, yeah.
Oh,
Have you
God.
been yet to the Sphere?
I have not, but I got to take my wife. She loves the Backstreet Boys. I might not get her back if I take her though. They might abscond with her.
It's some.
She would go too. She would leave me in a heartbeat for them. Like in a heartbeat. I'd be like,
That's awesome.
bye. Right? Is that one of their songs?
No, in sync. Know your boy band.
I get them all mixed up.
Know your boy bands. Awesome.
I'm terrible. Thankfully, I'm glad I don't know any of that. All right, darling. Oh, I have to ask you about the Braves and the Battery. We're all so jealous of the Battery. We're trying to build one here in Tampa, but we have a city council of a bunch of. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. I have to be nice to the city council. My bad. We have a couple people on the council that are very difficult.
Right.
But I believe the Braves just reported record revenues from their little deal that they have there called the Battery.
Oh yeah, and they just broke ground on, I believe, 7-story side-by-side condos and a whole new eat, work, live, play that's going to be based around some really cool, like a Coca-Cola little mini office, a Comcast mini office. They're killing it, which is why we all lost our minds when Alex didn't pull the trigger on a starting pitcher. See Tarek Skubal, see Casey Mize. So when you start getting to the playoffs, when it's all that matters, nobody's matching up with the Dodgers, but literally when you start looking at the National League we don't come close with our first 3 compared to the first 3 starters of any of the
Nobody
other
does.
6.
Yeah.
So,
Why didn't they get a starter? Do they not have any prospects to give away?
They've got.
It's not about money. It's about prospects.
Well, I think the Tarek Skubal deal was done. Wink, wink. Before, like, they didn't even return calls.
Oh, really? Do you
that's
think
to the Dodgers? Yeah, duh.
You think
right?
that you think Major League Baseball to make it appear like we really need a salary cap, like we have to get this? Do you think they would do such a thing like that?
It's criminal.
The owners would do that? Would they really? Would they conspire for that?
It's criminal.
Shocking.
I know. So we're just going to have to go in there with Chris Sale and pray to God that he can pitch on 3 nights rest and go 18 times in a row. I'm facetious about it, but I mean, we got big problems. So we got big problems. We won 8 straight. This offense is unstoppable. We have 70 wins, one of 2 teams in baseball. So listen, I tried to tell myself comparison is the thief of joy. We're enjoying this season. It's a blast.
How fun is it? How fun is it to go to Truist Field in the Battery?
JP, have you been yet? You've been.
Yeah.
So it's the game is almost the least of it because there's so many people. We're gonna go to the Battery, and during the World Cup, they had the World Cup games on the big screens outside. So if you want to go to the game inside, that's fine. If not,
they have that big. They have that big screen thing,
and you can bring picnics. You can bring all the food you want. Like it's just the most family friendly, free parking. You name it. They have done just a fabulous job.
But Sandra, the traffic, the parking, what are they doing up there in Cobb County? It'll never work. It's going to be it's a disaster for Cobb County. They're spending too much money. They'll never make the money back. I remember we broke that story, I think, when we were on the air there.
The city of Fulton County got pantsed. This deal was a done deal. Nobody knew about it. They absolutely got pants. Do you remember? So
we were on the air in the morning.
You're like, well, we're just going to build a stadium. Bye. Remember that? We're like, what just happened?
No, we were on the air. Algie and I were on the air at 790 doing the morning show. And our producer came in my ear and goes, the Braves are moving to Cobb County. Like while we were on, I'm like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
And so we went to break and he comes in, he goes, yeah. there's like the Cobb County Gazette just reported, and remember, it wasn't even in the,
exactly right. Yeah.
And he goes, I got to call the mayor's office. He calls the mayor's office. They confirm it. And we're like, yeah, what? And then remember the Atlanta Journal, Urinal and Constipation went bananas. And they said it's a boondoggle. It's terrible. It'll never work. Yeah. Nobody, traffic, parking. It's a disaster. Yeah.
Dare I say, it's perfect. It's perfect. You want to nitpick that you can't get an Uber after a Noah Kahn concert? Go right ahead. The professionals that live here, we know exactly what to do, and it's just been the greatest blessing. We love it. We love it. It's just the greatest.
All those negative things that were said back then are being said here in Tampa. Same shit, same exact shit. And it's like, I'm like, I've lived this. It's not the old days where you build a stadium and there's nothing around it and blah, 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 blah. This is a whole new deal, and it really works for the public. It works for the teams.
Yeah. And God forbid it's fan friendly. The fans love it. The fans absolutely lose their mind. This is a if you're a baseball fan at all, you likely around the country, JP, will come and go and get into the Battery. You can fly into Atlanta so cheap, and then spend a couple days at the Battery with games. And even if you're a visiting team, because you just want to see it. So not only were the baseball teams coming, all Major League Baseball would come to see what we're doing. But so at the University of Tennessee, they've done this, a mini Battery.
Yeah, right.
Knoxville. Yeah. So one by one, this was literally the first one. And they did just a magnificent
There's 50 of them now. Right. There's 50 of them now.
And it translates to fan experiences. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, God, we win. We get to go and win. So
which is nice.
It's great.
It's always great catching up with you, hon. You're the best.
Love you.
Let's do it more often.
I give you credit and blame all the time. Like, you really took me under your wing and said, you can do this. And by the way, who else? You've had Aaron Andrews. You've had so many successes.
My farm team, Aaron Andrews, right. Mike Neighbors.
Yes.
Yes.
Me. And so, you're great and always so helpful, and you're so talented. And
I'm blessed to have you cross my path, and many of these others. I'm beyond blessed in my career. And here we are. I own this stupid company, and we're talking sports still at this age. People still want to hear us talk about it.
From your mouth to God's ears.
It's fantastic. Right? Now, you did mention something. You made a charge on your program when I was on the other day that, nor was it Steak that asked how many times I sexually harassed you, which I thought.
Not just me. And then, he's crazy. Not at all. You were a perfect gentleman. But you definitely had a way with the ladies. You definitely have not had a hard time with ladies. And I love that, because I was such good friends with you, and I set you up with one of my friends at one point.
Yes.
And then they were like, well, wait a minute, did you date him? I go, no, I'm not dating him. I know where the bodies are buried. Don't worry. I said, we just friends. So yeah.
Oh my God. And on your show, I did what every good red-blooded American would do, is I took the fifth.
That's exactly right.
On advice of counsel, I refused to. Because that's what you do, right?
That's
absolutely
exactly what you do.
Thank you, darling.
Love you.
92.9 game. Steak and Sandra, you guys are absolutely the best. Radio icons. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, honey. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye. Love you. She's the best. Love having radio people on. Scribes are nice. Radio people are entertaining and informative. So that's even better. So you get the best of both worlds. All right, let me do one more break, and then we'll come back on the other side and give you. We'll do a couple more interview clips, and we'll get to your comments and finish that up as well. Big O show coming up as well at 2:30. So we will do all the Rays baseball in his show. So don't miss that. Back in 3. Hey, Tampa Bay, it's time to get your AC unit ready for summer. And here at Third Generation Plumbing and Mechanical, we recommend getting ahead of the game, keeping your family cool before the hot summer months with one of our maintenance agreements in the hopes of avoiding the dreaded emergency service call. Our maintenance agreements include, we'll test the electrical components, check and tighten high and low voltage wire connections. We'll check the refrigerant for manufacturer's performance levels, test thermostats, calibrate if needed, clean the evaporator coil and condenser coil, and clear and treat the drain line and drain pans. Just call us at 813-961-8024 for the special rates, and a human will actually answer. 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back with more do you want. The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, well, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing. They also do AC. They are your source for getting that thing fixed. If you need a new unit, American Standard Heating and Cooling will be the unit that they install for you, and they are the dynamic duo to get your HVAC situation under control. Also, get the the maintenance special, not the media special, the maintenance special, $169. They'll give you 2 visits a year, come out and clean the drain out, make sure everything's working well, and then you get to know the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing. Go to the website, thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and American Standard Heating and Cooling, your dynamic duo there. Tell them JP sent you. All right, let's get back to some of your comments. Michael LaRue says, if FSU wants to win, they should run the ball and play defense. Ashton Daniels has 24 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, and 16 fumbles in 23 starts. Just numbers, baby. Just numbers. It's a whole new deal. Whole new deal in Tallahassee. Pooh Shiesty says, good afternoon, JP. 2-inning Tim and the Peterman and the Peter Laters. 2-inning Tim. Yeah. So dubbed himself. Bushisti also says the Boston Red Hots are on fire. They're a legitimate threat in the East, but I think the Rays can hold steady and take the division and number 1 seed. Man, the Rays did awesome at the deadline. Sure, I would have won one more bat, but got Jacob Melton, might be coming up soon. They got some other moves that they can make. Manny Rodriguez could be coming back. So, and Liam Hicks, what an addition that is in giving protection to Junior. So I think I'm really excited to see what's going on. Pooh Shiesty says we're a week into August. Any update on the stadium? Seems like we're about to hit a deadline for all the city and county approvals. Again, everything is progressing very well. Vote probably at the end of August. Thomas Casper says Drew Park appears to be getting millions in street upgrades and parks because of the Rays. So something has happened. Oh, this is the deals that are getting laid down, folks. The Rays are going to get this deal done. Trust me. Aviation says this Garnes kid, Aiden Garnes, one of the backup DBs, has been making plays. He's all around the ball in college. Yeah, he made a couple of plays today again. He used a deep ball down the right sideline to Ibuka. And what I love about this kid is he doesn't panic. He doesn't panic at the play point, right? And just as the ball arrives, he goes up there and just, as Ibuka was going up to get the ball, he jumped over him and just knocked it away. Coolest cucumber. I was like, ooh, showed him some poise there for a corner on a deep ball when they really panic. Not him. Like that. I think he's going to be a player, dog. Douglas Batista says, got my Rays season ticket renewal packet this week. Opt-out deadline is September 3rd. Hope the stadium is passed by then. If not, will likely not renew. Need to disconnect emotionally from this shit show. Bro, I can't even imagine. You talk about disconnect emotionally. What about me? I really don't know what I would do. I cannot bear another 6 months or whatever. You know, if for some reason the city council went rogue and just couldn't get it done, you know, and I still think there would be a pathway to get it done somehow, some way, you know, the city council elections coming up. But man, I can't do it anymore. I'm just emotionally spent. Alejandro says the Rays need to get to Logan Gilbert tonight like we did when he was here for Longo weekend. The Red Sox are hot, but I don't know if that will last. But we are okay. Yeah, they can't keep playing at the level they're playing. It just doesn't happen in baseball. What else we got here? Jimmy J. Voyager, one of our members, says, good afternoon, all. Big series for the Rays. Let's go get another sweep and keep the Red Sox behind. 11 sweeps for the Rays this year. Leads baseball. How about that? 11. I'm buying into the defensive hype. Captain K says, got to say, JP, you got bigger balls than me. Got to see it to believe it with this defense. No, I get it. I'm going out on a limb. Bain is the anti-JTS, says Rick. You got that right. I hope so. It definitely. I mean, see, that's the thing. You know, you look at a guy like JTS when he was drafted and all those shirtless pictures that we saw before he deleted them. And you look at a guy like Bain that walks up to the podium where the mirror was and all the guys were putting on the hats and styling there and looking at themselves and doing all that. And Bain just walks by and grabs it. Keeps walking. That was the moment. I remember when I was watching the draft, and that was the moment I went, did he just? Oh, yes, he did. Yeah, yes, he did. That was fucking awesome. I'm like, this guy means business. The Bucs got so lucky. He dropped to them. So freaking lucky. Oof. Baker ties for number 13 with Super Bowl winning quarterback Sam Darnold on the athletic quarterback list. Yeah. Rick says, JP schmoozing with the big executives, says, that Baker's I bet I can throw the football over that hospital. I can. Absolutely. Not today, though. My shoulder was hurt. Oh, hurt my shoulder. Big Easy says, one thing I didn't like from Baker's side, why have such a hard deadline before camp? Deals get worked out during camp all the time. Seemed a little whiny to me. I'll tell you why. Because I think Baker believes, and I think rightfully so, like, what the F do I got to do to get a guaranteed contract? I've done more than all these other guys that are getting these deals. Not to mention I've done everything that this organization has asked me and 10 times more things that they haven't asked me to do. I'm the ultimate Tampa Bay Bucks cheerleader and the city of Tampa, or the region of Tampa Bay. I'm killing it on quarterback. I mean, Kurt Thorson says, this is the only time of year the Bucks and Rays play on weekend nights. Find your local watering hole and enjoy. Kurt, you know what the local watering hole is. It's Riveters. Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Riveters. Yes, that's where you go. That's where you watch football games and Rays games all at the same time. Nathan Elliott says, quarterbacks get cut all the time. Quarterbacks under contract today could be free agents in the spring. Nobody saw Brady leaving New England, in all caps, in August. I did. Now, Brady was rumored to leave probably, 1-2 seasons before he did? He was sick of that shit. You knew that. Listen, but again, Nathan, bird in the hands, worth two in the bush. You know that? You got your guy. You're overthinking this. The Bucks are totally overthinking this. Kurt Thorson reminds us that in one season, Baker's expected to be the franchise leader in passing touchdowns, quarterback rushing yards, likely 2 seasons to be passing yards leader. And we want to dick around. Lonnie Wilkins says, hell, I even went out and got a Baker 1976 jersey last year to invest in the man. Then the front office flips the script. Yeah, not good. By the way, I told you today, Baker went around, didn't do the normal walk through all the corporate and all those folks. I was told that by 2 different people. I didn't see it happen, by the way. So I'm trusting their reporting on this. But he has done a lot of signing for the military, for Military Day, and for the fans all throughout camp. It's not like he hasn't done any of that stuff. He has done that. But today seemed a little different, according to my sources that were over there. Not a big deal. Danny Boy Kane says, for the Rays to win 100 games, they would have to go 32-26 the rest of the way. They don't have to win 100. They could. I think you can win the AL East with 91, 92 this year. Kirk Dorson reminds us Bucks want to replace Lynch with Jermaine Phillips at safety. Speaking of Georgia, Lynch proceeded to play 4 more years in Denver, make Pro Bowls each year, and had his name put in their ring of honor. Yeah, and we sent him packing, and his very generous foundation. We lost out on that, and we're doing the same with Baker. Although Baker said he's going to come back and live here. But who knows where he signs as a free agent. He may embrace that community and we lose the whole thing altogether. Alex from Florida says, hey, JP, just wondering when the next time Scott or any of the Pewter Report guys will be on the show. It's been a while. We can announce a partnership with the Pewter Report today. I will be doing a specialized video for the Pewter Report and for our VIP members. You guys will get access to it as well. Definitely once a week, probably once a week during preseason, twice a week in the regular season, doing a special Bucks video that will be a partnership with the Pewter Report. And they're going to share that on theirs with their 20,000 subscribers and our 2,500 subscribers. By the way, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Fanstream Sports Tampa Bay. And we are, actually our website is live. Not complete. We just put a few things up there for you to enjoy. It's not complete, but it is live where you can watch the show live. You can go to all our archived shows as well. And I have a column up there on the Buccaneers that was previewed by our members as well. They got the first look at that. So that I called the Killer Bees. Baker, Bain, and Bowles. Killer Bees. Really the key to the season. That's what I'm saying. Nathan Stouts says, sign Baker to a $200 million, $150 guaranteed deal. 4 years, 3-year deal. Basically, he gets severely injured. You go cutthroat, tank the season, roll the dice on a high first-round quarterback. Without Baker, the Bucs go 2-15. It's true. Yeah, there you go. That gets the deal done, I think. He may want a little bit more guaranteed money, But yeah. And if you're paying them this year, $40 million, you franchise them the next 2 years, that's $140 million right there. What are we doing? You're alienating your franchise quarterback is what you're doing. Rick says no Ring of Honor this year. Glazers certainly going cheap. Sell the team already. Did not know that. No Ring of Honor this year. I'm not putting Gene in the Ring of Honor or James Wilder. Rick also says optimism doesn't cost you anything. That's right. It doesn't. Apparently it cost you cancer from stress from Santra. Ooh. I haven't quite gotten there. Oh, this is breaking news. Breaking news. Rick says Charlie Miranda's finally gotten his copy of the MOU from the runner from Greece. The marathon runner has reached his home. And then he died right there on the spot. Kurt says, I went to a Rays Braves game on a Friday night in Atlanta back in 2021. I was so jealous. It's an experience, and it's true that the Braves are not even the greatest draw. We have to get this accomplished. I know we do. All right. That'll do it for us here, kiddos. Thank you guys very much for joining us. I'll post some of those interviews. We didn't get to all of them here. We got to pick a little slice of everybody. So that was good. We got that done in the first one. Thanks to Sandra Golden from 92.9 The Game for joining us today. Thanks to all of you for commenting in our chat. You guys make our show very interactive. You bring up great things. We love you. So please become a member on our YouTube page. You can be a Peterman or a VIP Peterman or VI Peterman, however you want to say it. Just go on there and do it, and you'll get all kinds of special stuff. What else? Yes, Rays tonight in Seattle. Rasmussen be on the hill after his last incredible outing. So we'll see how he does. Up against who was that? I'm not quite sure. That'll be tonight out in Seattle. So go Rays this weekend. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We will be back Monday with more fun and frivolity. Big O show coming up at 2:30. I think this is an advanced graphic for the Big O show coming up. Ooh, look at that. Looking good. Red Sox stay hot. On to Seattle, Sacramento. Jordan is the man. Big O show coming up here in just minutes.